how to use video, which is everything from uploading to YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, creating subtitle files, etc. We have a monthly creators meeting, and members get access to our courses, which are creating videos using your mobile phone, developing course videos, using a product called OBS, which basically allows you to record live while editing. So you could do things like create an end screen and come back to yourself and all the rest of it. I'll just get rid of that. And basically basic editing course. And also we have a course on YouTube, setting up a YouTube channel correctly. So that's what I do. And yeah, I like helping people basically understand and create video.
Perfect. Great. I'm a big fan of OBS. I use it a lot when I do live stream broadcasting. To just record multi-cameras to, one go, save for having to edit it in post. So it is a bit of a time saver having it.
Touch of a button as well. It's and it's free. That's amazing.
Yes, right. It's good.
Free product.
So and Laura, thank you for reconnecting and joining us this morning. Quick introduction from you would be great.
So I'm Laura McCarry, and I do very little. I non-exec for 3 businesses in Bournemouth. I've done that for quite a few years now. And that pays the bills. I do a bit of Airbnb, and that gives me some pocket money to spend in Fran the van, when we go on holiday. I'm here primarily because Alex's email came into my LinkedIn page just as I've taken on a non-paid role as Toastmasters Vice President of Membership. And we've had a bit of churn this year, and we need to find some more leads. So it kind of fortuitously hit down at the right time, and that's why I'm here. Perfect.
Thank you, Laura. My local Toastmasters group meet on a Wednesday night, and I've always got other commitments on a Wednesday night, unfortunately. But looking to get involved with Toastmasters, it's a great step into public speaking and improving that skill. So I guess you're involved in the Bournemouth side of things, are you? Or...
No, I'm Weymouth.
Oh, right, Weymouth. Wow. Yeah.
Just a local club too.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, let's kick off. We've got a bit of a slide presentation to run with today. Let's just go to it. Slide share, that one. Apologies if the title's not exactly the same. This is part of a 13-week program. This one, Lights, Camera, LinkedIn, how to stand out with compelling video content. On the agenda today, we've got, I'll do a quick introduction. So we're probably looking at around about 45 minutes. We should be done by 9:45. Quick introduction. We'll look at understanding your target audience, planning your video content, creating engaging video content, and fifthly, we'll look at kind of promoting your video content, how to do that, where to do that. And number 6 is all about measuring success. What does that look like? And what do we need to look at in terms of stats and things? We'll open up to the floor for a bit of a Q&A, roundtable discussion. But yeah, in terms of kind of that agenda, just kind of to meet your expectations, it'd be good to just quickly hear from you guys. How much video have you put out there on social media, maybe? What's your experience? Obviously, Gareth is a bit of an specialist here in the room, so it'd be good to hear from you as well. But yeah, let's quick, David, what in terms of video, what are you doing at the moment? What's the frequency look like?
So I create a lot of that video on, well, not a lot, but some on Canva. I've done a little bit of editing myself. I don't like videoing myself. I must say it's something I have to get used to. But I do create like short little video clips using Canva. I've got Canva Pro. I find that quite useful, and I enjoy actually doing it. And I think that and obviously this is something I want to do more of. And I'd like to know a little bit more about what you and Gareth were talking about this now, about that software where you can do multiple things. So if you could tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we remind me, because we might pop that in on the end. I can give you a kind of a demonstration of the tool and explain what that's all about as well.
Gareth, what did you call it? What did you call
OBS. It's called Open Broadcast I don't know what the S stands for.
Okay. All right. Excellent. I'll do that. Thanks. Back to you.
Gareth, I guess you're regularly putting video content out there because you know the power of it.
Yeah. I mean, I've actually set myself a public challenge, which I've got a YouTube channel that I've started up for the Video Creators Club. And basically, it was just a dumping ground that we were using for things. And I've said, right, I'm going to take it from zero to hero. So I'm going to see what content works and people can follow the journey and stuff like that. It's at Video Creators Club, so that's the YouTube handle. But at the end of the day, I only issued the challenge about a week and a half ago, and basically I've already got an extra 8 subscribers on the channel just by saying I'm going to do it. But yeah, I use, the thing is, David, one of the things about OBS, because it's so easy to use and it is free, once you understand it and understand how it works, and I'll let Alex explain that later, but at the end of the day, I make a video. I'm going to make one in a bit because I've got my branded clothing on, because it makes it easier. You don't have to change. But at the end of the day, I use OBS and I'll knock a video in half an hour. And I'll just think to myself, right, I'm going to do, and the thing is as well, there's a difference between video blogs and marketing videos and stuff like that. So it's deciding what you want to put out there. And yeah, but I'll do half an hour and I'll have a video done and edited and out and uploaded using OBS, because of the fact that everything's at the touch of a button. So you really are recording while you're doing all that. So there's no editing afterwards. But yeah, so yeah, I try to do about 3 a week. 3 videos, including live streams and stuff like that.
3 a week. Wow, that's pretty good. In terms of the lives, obviously this is the one live for me, and then I tend to do a Friday afternoon a review of the week as a 5-minute short kind of bit of short form video. Yeah. Laura, in terms of your video, what are you up to in terms of video?
Oh, sorry, that's my glucose alarm telling me that it's going down. Apologies for that. I will nip out and get a bite to eat in a second. In terms of videoing at the moment, like I said in my introduction, I haven't really done anything for the best part of 2 years, so I am really rusty. This OBS thing that you've been talking about, I'm looking at it and I'm frightened to death, because my videos, which are 10 minutes long pretty much, would take me the best part of 24 hours to get posted. So things have obviously moved on significantly. I suspect that from a AI ChatGPT thing as well, I'd also be able to get to the material much quicker than writing it myself. So yeah, this is quite an eye-opener for me being here.
Great. Yeah. I mean,
I'm just going to get my biscuit and I'm going to be back.
That's right. Yeah, we'll crack on. Just share the screen again. So we've got, that was the agenda we're running through today. And we've got a bit of an introduction from myself here. So who am I? What am I about? So I'm your host, Alex Smith, the founder of Leadeth. Leadeth is quite simply a powerful lead generation agency, and we exist to support business owners, large and small. We've got some bigger clients and we've got some smaller clients, and we help them to achieve their sales goals through the power of automation on LinkedIn. And just to put this all into context, so you're aware, obviously, most of you are probably familiar with this. This is the traditional marketing model, the funnel model, classic marketing model that describes the customer journey from the first touch point to the purchase and beyond. And it's called a funnel because the number of potential customers decreases at each stage of your journey, a bit like liquid flowing through that funnel. Now, the stages of the funnel are awareness, and this is where your prospect becomes aware of your brand or product. So video is a really powerful element to kind of getting yourself, getting that awareness stage and getting the initial interest. Once they've become aware of your brand, they move down to this interest stage. And this is where they start to learn about what it is you're offering. So you could have what we have traditionally like a VSL, a video sales letter. This is kind of a video element on your website, which kind of gives them a lot more information about, who you are, what you're about, the benefits, the features, and all that sort of stuff in video form. video is just so much easier to watch for a lot of people. It's a very visual language. When they move down that funnel, they go into the consideration stage where they're weighing up their options, comparing you to other people maybe. And then again, video could be really helpful in this section of the funnel, because we think about testimonial videos. If you can get a video testimonial from a client showcasing how you solved their problems and how you were an amazing solution, then that kind of really helps with the whole thing. And then obviously you've got the purchase stage where they're actually making the purchase decision, and then you're retaining them as a loyal customer, and you can use video throughout the customer journey. These days, we've got a much more modernized version of this. It's called the flywheel effect, or the flywheel model. We're attracting clients at the top there. And this is just emphasizes on the ongoing relationship with a customer. They move to the engage. You're delighting the customers, and then they become advocates. So they become loyal fans, spreading the word about your brand. And that in turn attracts more people to you, to your cycle. So if you put your video lens on and think, where can I be using video in the business? It can actually be used in lots of different places. It could be you've got an onboarding process with new clients. You can actually utilize video to full effect there to help with what you're doing. Today's focus is all about content and using video as a form of creating content to gather awareness, predominantly for the purpose of lead generation. But video must not be neglected. Now, Leadith, we've got a bit of a roadmap. This is the journey we take our pro clients on. It's 6 simple steps from people that are maybe struggling to get sales on LinkedIn to ending up having more time and more sales as a result of working with us. The stages are quite simple. We identify the target audience. We look at their personal profile and optimize that to make sure it's speaking directly to that audience with clarity. The next stage is the LinkedIn outreach automation piece, which is where we use a software tool that can leverage over 2,000 LinkedIn touch points using the API. So have really a lot of emphasis on the automation there, but it's still personal. And we got some exciting video elements that we use in that automation outreach as well. The natural follow-up is an email outreach piece, and then that moves into today's topic, which is video content marketing. I guess video is the most powerful, I find, in terms of engagement and reach, which is why I kind of emphasize on the video content. But even if you're putting posts out with polls, putting posts out with images, or even just text-based posts, that is getting your content out there, and that's going to help with the grand scheme of things in the big picture. Number 6, which will be next week's session, we look at appointment setting using CRMs, capturing all the leads that you're generating to make sure that none are getting lost through the cracks, and that you've got a really decent system, a pipeline of where you can track everything that's going on. So that's the kind of the journey that we take clients on at Leadith. Now, just a quick stat. This stat came from Databox last year, I think it was, when I prepared the slide. Which format is more effective at generating leads or sales? And there's a certain percentage here for video and a certain percentage here for maybe blog posts. A lot of people kind of spend a lot of time emphasizing on, blog posts. Here's the results. As you can see, 74% apparently is more effective at generating leads and sales. So videos is really powerful. If you're doing blogs, blogs still have a place, and they are a good chunk of leads and sales. But video is a very powerful medium. So if you've never looked into video, it's definitely worthwhile dipping your toes in to using the video medium. So let's do a quick bit of understanding around our target audience. And so the importance of understanding your target audience. Before we start to create any video content, it's crucial to understand who we're actually targeting, that awareness stage, top of the funnel. Who are the people that we're looking for? Who are the people that we want to do business with? So we're creating videos that are going to be relevant, and they need to be engaging. And ultimately, they need to help us to achieve our marketing goals. So it's good to have that in mind. Now, how we conduct audience research, that's kind of the process of trying to do some research around this target market, have a look, and we use different tools to do that. So to analyze your LinkedIn audience, LinkedIn actually have a feature called Insights. If you search for LinkedIn Audience Insights, you can learn a little bit more about the tool that they've got. Now, this tool works a little bit like Facebook and Meta and Google Ads. They all have these kind of insights tools. They allow you to kind of hone in on the demographics, the interests, and also the different behaviors maybe of your current followers. So the people that are currently maybe following you, you can actually start to see what do they look like? Who are they? When we start to kind of survey people as well, so if you put a little a poll out there, that's a classic way of doing it. You can gather information about that target audience particular needs and preferences. So it could be you've come up with some great concept or great content idea. It's great to just sound it out with your existing connections on LinkedIn. So I would say a poll is really good. Ask a question at the end of the poll to encourage people to ask further things. And obviously ChatGPT these days is great because you can say, hey, ChatGPT, I'm in this business doing this. This is my target audience. Could you write me a LinkedIn poll to gather more information about my audience's needs? And it will basically come up with something really good with the right answers. Another place where you can analyze your potential prospects is through Google Analytics. So website analytics, that's where we can analyze the types of people that are coming to your website and the content that's resonating with them. So if you've got lots of different blog posts and you go to Google Analytics and hey, you've got 80% of reading time is spent on one particular blog article, then have a think about turning that blog article into maybe a video. And that could be a really great strategy to do. So what are the key characteristics of your audience? So we've looked at these. We've got demographic information, things like their age, their gender. We've got their interests. What is it that they're interested in, and what type of content do they prefer, and what format maybe do they prefer that content in? Think about their pain points. What are the challenges that they face, and what are they looking to solve? When you start to think like that, it really helps you to then kind of tailor your content to them. Do they have any specific buying habits? Maybe it's the types of products or services that they're looking to purchase. You can find some trends there. That will help you as well in terms of creating out some sort of content strategy. So when you understand the key characteristics, it's just going to really help you to kind of refine your what you're going to be talking about. We ideally want to speak directly to this target audience, so their needs are met. And I'm probably one of the worst persons to do this. Put my hands up in the air. But I think when I created the lead gen masterclass, I was struggling for ideas for all the different weeks. It's 13 weeks. I've got to fill a week on the program, and I tried to map out the main 6 steps, that customer journey. I turned that into kind of like a video series. But then for the other kind of 7 or so weeks, I was thinking of, what similar things could I talk around that's going to kind of retain the clients, and it's looking at the existing customers, saying, what are the typical questions that come up? So if I can address those typical like FAQ questions, that's a really good thing to do, and a good way to kind of understand what clients might be wanting. So obviously planning is key here. Here's a good quote. Abraham Lincoln: "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree. He's going to spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe." Planning is the emphasis here. Got to plan that video, and that's why Laura says it takes 24 hours to come up with a video. Probably a lot of that is down to the planning rather than the actual nitty gritty and setting up a camera and hitting record. I think a lot of it is the planning stage, and that's the key here. A poorly planned video without a clear brief is guaranteed to require lots of different changes down the line. You're potentially going to have to look at reshooting it, and that's going to take more time and going to cost you more money in the long run. So try to avoid any kind of overrun by properly planning your video. So one good thing we can do is having a content calendar. So we talk about having it, if you're doing a regular slot with video, look ahead, recycle by all means, but if you can plan that into weekly chunks, that will really kind of break it down and help you out. I have a 13-week cycle, and I can show you that in Trello, how I do that maybe at the end of this training. So there's a rule of thirds, often in photography, and often there's a rule of thirds in most things, but this is the one for social media. A third of your posts should be promoting your business and driving conversions. And it's all about getting the balance right with these different things. A third of your posts share curated content from industry or thought leaders. So this is kind of gives you a bit of alignment in terms of where you stand, and the sort of things that you stand for can really help kind of bolster your views and opinions and things like that can really help there. And then you've got the final third is all about personal posts with interactions with your followers. So that's quite a key thing. And I probably don't do enough on the personal side. I kind of save all that for the weekend. So I have a more of a businessy type thing, and then, you know, throw the personal stuff at the weekend. But that's kind of like a rule of thirds. Now, if anyone knows Pareto, obviously Pareto has this 80-20 principle, and it can work in a very similar fashion. Think about it as 80% of your posts are to inform, educate, or entertain. And then 20% of your posts are to just promote your business and drive conversions. So there's two different theories there. There's the thirds, or there's the 80-20 rule, but you know, make sure promoting your business is not the key thing. I mean, I've been on to quite a few LinkedIn pages and looked at people's posts, and it is just all kind of business, them, this. So you very rarely actually learn about them as an individual. People buy from people, and it's important to remember that, I think. So determine which social channels are going to be more relevant to you as well. Obviously, different channels are different for different content, work better because of the audience and the demographics. So for example, if you're looking at Instagram is quite popular. They've kind of come on leaps and bounds with video, but think about your audience. For me, I'm looking for a B2B audience with my business. So LinkedIn was the natural go-to for that B2B audience. That's where they're sat. So I'm going to put all my eggs in one basket and focus on that LinkedIn channel, build that out, get the traction I need. And then if I want to jump to another channel, I can do that later. TikTok, I mean, no one knew if it was still going to be around this year, but it seems to be, you know, thriving. So yeah, if you're looking to get into putting out short form content, then TikTok could be a great platform for short form content. And it's all about recycling that content, which we'll come to later. If you can kind of slice things down, there's a lot of AI tools that will do all that for you these days. Take out the most pertinent bits of a video and just slice it down into a smaller chunk that you can then recycle on these other platforms. And it just brings more traction, brings more awareness, and helps. So there's if you go onto Google and do a search for what video works best on LinkedIn in terms of the type of content and the length of content, this comes up. This was kind of April last year. It says LinkedIn recommends less than 30 seconds for top of the funnel awareness content ads. So yeah, 30 seconds. And then it says video ads that are less than 20 seconds long will loop continuously. Best performing videos are under 15 seconds long, LinkedIn report. So if it's purely promoting the business in a kind of an advert way, or you want to do a paid ad on LinkedIn to promote what you're doing, super short, you know, is the secret here. 20 seconds. Obviously, we're dealing with a lot of people who are commuting, so it's important to remember about the format. You know, if a lot of people are viewing it on a portrait device, make sure the video is in that format for your audience. So the importance of creating engaging video content. So video content on LinkedIn has quickly become one of the most effective ways that you can now engage with your target audience to build those relationships. And when you start to create video content, this is essential for showcasing things like your knowledge, your expertise, in a way that's going to be a lot more personal and powerful than maybe just a simple text post. It's going to help you to build that all-important trust and also credibility. And once you've built that with your audience, that's a great way to then start a conversation about, something, whatever it is, the next step in that customer journey. Video content always makes it easier for you to target your audience, and you can encourage them to take action. Whereas on just a text-based post, it's often very difficult to do that. Whereas video, if you're calling them to action, it's much more personable. So keep the videos informative, keep them interesting, and then you'll quickly find that it's going to help you to really strengthen those relationships. So videos are a great way to explain maybe your product or service. So it's a really useful tool when it comes to helping those potential buyers to learn about your product. And this is kind of moving down that funnel, thinking about the consider stage. Customers will only buy your product when they fully understand what it does and how it's going to help them. So obviously video is a great tool for that, because it's just so visual. If you've got a complex solution, then obviously video allows you to do drawings, doodles, and different things, and just a different format to really spark those nerves in the brain. Videos apparently have one of the best returns on investment. So typically, we've got a stat here. Let's have a look. 91% of businesses are currently using video in 2023. So yeah, a huge number of people have cottoned onto this and realizing that video is great for them. Obviously, just as technology has made it easier, and COVID was kind of like a jump start for this, because then everyone went onto video. So it's made it incredibly convenient for people to watch content as well. So if you aren't creating business, you potentially risk missing out on one of the most popular ways that people are consuming content in the current age. So videos are also great for SEO. So if you don't know what SEO is, it's search engine optimization. It's all about having good keywords, good descriptions, and good tags along with your videos, and uploading your video to a secondary channel like I do. I upload my videos to YouTube. Obviously, you're going to get picked up in different search terms for that video. And ideally, Google will start to rank you in search terms for particular keywords that you're wanting to rank for. So for me, LinkedIn lead generation might be a really good kind of keyword. So I can put that in the descriptions, put it in the tags of the videos. That's going to help my videos rank higher in Google, which would be great. So an example of this in action, for, if it was a plumber and they just wanted to promote one specific thing that they're doing in their industry, or how to do this, if they create a really compelling video which explains how they do it, put that onto YouTube and add the descriptions in of the problem. For example, how to fix a leaky toilet or something like that. If that's a long-term keyword that they would use, make sure that's populated in the searches. And Google obviously is it's all owned by YouTube as well. They're all part of the same company, so it just finds the YouTube search really quickly. If anyone, we'll look into some tips and tools in a bit. We'll come into that maybe. Yeah. So think about trends. Google Trends is a good place to go to, where you can find topics that are currently trending. You can search a keyword or something like that, and then it will find you relevant similar searches that are also being searched. So if you're thinking about, what kind of content could I be doing, put in your keyword in Google, and it will come up with maybe like the top 10 things that people are currently searching for related to that keyword. So do your research, because that will really put you in good stead. Also, keep the videos short, keep them to the point. People don't want to watch really long videos on LinkedIn. So keep your videos quite interesting and concise is the key here. The call to action, often people forget this. I always forget it on my masterclasses, but make sure you include a call to action at the end of the video. And that's going to help you to encourage your viewers to take the next step with you. It could be something like signing up for a newsletter, visiting your website, something like that. Keep it quite simple, quite low touch. Some tips and tricks. So obviously, don't forget to leverage ChatGPT to to script some suitable videos for you. So you can actually get ChatGPT, you can go into ChatGPT, give it a bit of information about you, what you do. So it's got a bit of context there. And then you can just ask it a simple question, a simple thing like, hey, please, can you script me a 30-second video sales letter to promote my business? But give it a bit of context in terms of what your business is. ChatGPT will then come back to you and say, hey, to do this well, I'm going to need to know a bit more about your audience, a little bit more information about what maybe your value proposition is, all these extra little bits of information that it needs. Answer the questions, and then boom, you'll have a nice 30-second, beautifully scripted in whatever style you want. You know, you can say keep the tone professional, whatever. So ChatGPT is a real good tool for that. Some people also like to throw in imagery or stock video. There's a website called artgrid.io. That's artgrid.io. That's a really good source for finding royalty-free stock footage that you can just break up the video. If it's kind of you just talking the whole time, people will switch off. Whereas if you can throw in a 3-second video clip to emphasize a point, that's something you can do in post-production later on. Think about the film, the crop then. Most people on these social media platforms are obviously on their mobile screens. So you might need to crop your video to a square format, maybe a 1:1 square format. So then you're working nicely in desktops, and you're also still very visible on mobiles. If you're just doing a video permanently for a specific channel, maybe you're creating a video for TikTok or something, then yeah, a portrait video is probably the best way to go with that one. Burned-in captions. Obviously, if you add caption and a caption file with a video, that's going to help with SEO. It's going to help search terms be found as well. Now, there's a way to burn in the captions if you don't want these. Most websites will actually create the captions for you and populate them, but sometimes they're not accurate, or it will spell the wrong thing, or get the word completely wrong. So there's a couple of tools that I've used in the past. Descript is really good. It's got a powerful audio engine that can record 30 minutes of your voice, and then it's trained on your voice. So you can just give it a load of text and it will read that text as if it was you saying it. It's quite a powerful little tool. But it's got a good video element as well to do captions. V.io is what I've used in the past to create compelling visual words that come up on the screen, just to break it up a bit more, to emphasize a point. So for those short form bits of short form video content, that's where I would go to. We've looked at kind of SEO. Obviously, keywords and meta is quite important. Have a plan, have a strategy, think about the keywords that are going to be relevant to the video for the channel that you're putting it on. One of the biggest thing that gets forgotten about is the thumbnails. The thumbnail is the little picture that people first see before they click the play button on the video. And it's really important to capture the attention of your viewers. So that thumbnail needs to be really compelling to promote that video. So you can use tools like Canva. Canva's really good. You can just say 16:9 format video format, and it will get the right dimensions for pixels. You could say you're doing a YouTube thumbnail, and it will give you loads of templates, and you can just drag a logo in, drag some text in. Really simple to do. That's Canva. So there's a few tools that I've been using. We've got good audio. Obviously, there's some key things here that we'll look at which really help with video. Clarity. So good audio is going to ensure that your message is heard clearly. Even if your video has got stunning visuals and you've spent thousands on camera equipment, viewers won't stick around if they can't understand what's being said. With good audio, you're going to see engagement go higher, because high quality audio is going to help captivate them. It's going to keep them engaged, and it's going to be easier to connect with your audience with clear, professional sounding audio. That's why I've got this Shure microphone here for that purpose, because the built-in microphones on computers and laptops, they're okay if you're just doing like off your phone or whatever, and you're in a quiet environment. Then yes, the audio can be good, but ideally you want to capture that sound the best you can. So a separate microphone always really helps. Think about the perception. Good audio is going to elevate the overall perception of your brand. It's going to make your brand appear much more professional, and it's going to kind of increase the value of your content. And the focus is on content. We're creating content. We're creating digital assets here, which are going to kind of be added to your portfolio. So you want the best quality you can, ideally. Accessibility. So good audio is also going to help for maybe viewers that are hard of hearing. Maybe they're experiencing some hearing loss or something. So that will help with those guys as well. We've looked at accessibility and retention. So obviously having high quality audio is going to really help retain your viewers for longer. And that's what we want. We want people to kind of be hooked into what you're talking about for as long as possible. We'll also look at good lighting. So for me, I don't know if I can share with you my setup currently here. Let's see if I can try and do this. I'm going to go to a different camera angle. Try that one, see if it works. There we go. So this is my 360 cam, which is in my studio. So I've actually got a little light, a square light just up here in the corner. You can't quite see it because the camera's just cropped it off, but just to the side of the computer. It's about the size of an A5 piece of paper, and that's an LED light, which is just adding a key light there. So we can switch back now to the main camera. And we've got the reason. So good lighting is critical. Obviously, if you want to see who you're, you want people to see you. So choosing the right location. Obviously, if you're maybe by a window, so I've got 3 big bifold doors in front of me, so we've got a lot of natural light coming in. That really helps. So think about a place where you've got access to good natural light, and then having a key light where you can control some extra light. So David's just saying about does the light not reflect into your eyes? No, very much it doesn't. I don't wear glasses, so I think people that wear glasses can often have a bit of a sheen, and you've got a bit of a challenge there. Whereas mine is a much softer light. Some of these little ring lights are quite harsh, and you can see big rings on people's eyes. Whereas this thing, it was about 40 quid from Amazon. It's kind of a wider light. The other thing to do is turn it around and shine it off a wall or a ceiling is what you could do there as well. So good lighting is essential. It will give you more of a 3-dimensional look. Using a fill light, you can have an extra light, which is called a fill light, and that's used to kind of brighten up any shadows that might be there as well. So we also have what we call backlights. My backlight's not working, actually. It's on the floor. I've got an LED strip light in the office here. It's supposed to stay up in the ceiling, in the roof line, but it's actually dangling down at the moment, so you can't see that. But yeah, it just adds a bit of extra light in the background just to brighten it up there. So yeah, obviously, if you use more of a diffused light, that's going to help kind of avoid those harsh shadows and bright spots. So you want more of a kind of a flatter look, if possible. There's tips here which talk about avoid mixing temperatures, but we're not going to go into that. But just try different angles, see what works best. But typically, an extra light, key light, that's with my key light on. It's got a cool little remote. I can just switch it off, and boom, you can see it just drops everything down. And with the key light on, it just lifts up your face and everything in there. So remember, good sound, good lighting. Even if you've just got, a mobile phone to do the recording, if you can improve with the sound and lighting, that's really going to help. Running a bit over on time, so please bear with me, guys. Heck of a lot to go through on this little masterclass. Number 5 is all about promoting your video content. So defining goals and objectives for each video. So it's important to have a clear understanding of what you want to achieve with each video. So we need to think about what are the specific goals in mind that will help us to create a video that's going to be aligned with your overall marketing strategy. So when you start to develop a content strategy, maybe a storyboard, this helps you to make sure that the topics, the themes, the messaging that you want to convey is really on track. Think about using those attention-grabbing visuals, because that's really going to help. We spoke about thumbnails. That's quite a key thing as well. And obviously incorporating those call to actions and engaging prompts. So a CTA or a call to action could be as simple as asking the viewers to like or share the video. Often you see that on a lot of YouTube videos. You want more subscribers. You just want to build up the reach on YouTube. That's the call to action there often. For me, I try and drive people to my my LinkedIn lead generation community. So I'll kind of share that in a moment. I'll show you a quick demo of what that's all about and where we're looking at that. So think about where you're going to promote your video. Obviously, you've got your personal LinkedIn profile. That's probably a really good place to be pushing that video. If you've got a company page, whether that's your company website or a company page on LinkedIn, this kind of is LinkedIn focused, but that's another great place to promote that video. If you belong to any other groups that are relevant to your industry, so it could be industry specific groups, again, that's a really great, powerful place to promote your video. LinkedIn also allow you to boost videos with paid advertising. So you can do paid ads on LinkedIn as well. Think about other channels. So, pushing out to YouTube as well as LinkedIn, or, where your audience currently going to be. Push that video to those other channels. And there's lots of scheduling tools that will do all that for you. Like I use Buffer. Buffer's great. And it's free up to 2 channels or 3 channels. So yeah. Within your email marketing. So it could be that you create a snapshot with a link to the video to drive your existing customers, drive your prospects. If you've got an email address list of prospects, think about incorporating that video into your email marketing strategy. Number 6 is all about measuring video success. Think about the key KPIs, the metrics that you need to consider. When it comes to video, the big one is views. How many people have, how many times has it been watched? Think about the engagement rate. So this is the amount of interaction that the video has received for a given time. Or it could be the amount of, So that's basically the people that have engaged with it. In LinkedIn, we have people that comment with it, people that liked it. So that's kind of engagement. And then you've got the click-through rate, the CTR. Often this is the measurement of number of clicks or the call to action. So people that have gone through and clicked through to your website. So think about the click-through rate. Typically, I would do this on a monthly basis. Some people do it even more frequently, maybe on a weekly basis. But these are some really good metrics that you need to think about when you're measuring the effectiveness of that video campaign. It's easy to just get it on there and push it out there, but I like to actually go back to the video and, which video was generating more views, which video was generating the most engagement, because that'll then help you to create your next video. Ultimately, yeah. So that's a whirlwind tour of video content and LinkedIn. So keen to hear what the biggest takeaways were from that session. Should we start with David?
Yeah, there we are. Hi, guys. Let me just get my views back so I can see you all. So thanks very much, Alex. For me, the biggest takeaway, obviously, I like that the one that you mentioned, Descript.
Descript, yeah.
I'm going to try that. That's something, because sometimes I'm speaking and then I have a bit of a tongue twister and so on. So if I can find something that will be fluent in what I'm,
So lots of people have these filler words like ums and ahs and different things. So Descript will actually detect all the filler words and actually remove them from your video. So you get a much more polished, presented style. Laura's thumbing up that.
Yeah, so that for me was a good takeaway. I didn't know about Descript, so thank you for that. Is it Descript.io or what?
Let me just check it for you now. Descript. It's a little bit of a learning curve. I think it's .com. Yeah, so it's an all-in-one video and podcasting and production tool. There's a paid version and a free version to trial out. But the best way to do is, if you've got a video that you've created, just feed it that video and then have a play with it. Take out the filler words, add captions, and just, see what it does for you. But it's very powerful because you can actually reword. If you've got words wrong, you can actually just reword it, type in the words, and it basically automatically puts it in your voice in the correct tone. Obviously, the lip sync might be out if you do too many differences. But that's a whole different thing where AI kind of looks at your face from different angles and then can produce video based on a virtual language model. That's quite
Okay.
yeah.
And then the other thing I wanted to ask you, if I may, is I'll put in the chat. Do you stand?
I do. So I have a standing up.
Why do you do that? Why do you do that?
Mainly health reasons. If I'm sat down all day long, I just don't get any movement in. The goal is to get a treadmill, and then if I'm walking around, that'd be much better. But yeah, I've got a stand up, sit down desk, so it just comes up. Then if I am fatigued by the afternoon, I can just drop it down with a push of a button, and electronically it drops down to a seated position. So yeah, it's just I find it works better. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's good. Thanks,
Gareth.
Yeah, right. Well, I was hoping for a bit more on the way that LinkedIn engages with video, but it was very interesting. You say a lot of stuff you say there. We say to our clients, but then with that Descript and Veed, do they embed the text into the video?
Yeah, so there's an ability to save out the SRT file, or you can burn it into the actual video MP4 file, so it's actually burnt in. A lot of platforms allow you to then upload the captions separately, so they can display them as they want to. Because
I always say to people, don't embed the text into the video, because the algorithms can't read it. If you use the SRT file, then it can read what the video is about.
That's right. Yeah. So I guess more for a promotional video, if you're doing maybe a 20-30 second video and you're bringing up keywords and stuff like that, that's where it can be a bit more dynamic, and the words kind of mean a bit more then when you're displaying them, as opposed to just a small little line along the bottom of the screen, which people might not see on a mobile device potentially. But sorry, just say good morning to Kat. Welcome, Kat. You're late to the party, but it's okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to split my time, but I'm here. I am here.
Yeah, we're just actually wrapping up now, so we're just doing some takeaways. Laura, good to hear from you. Any thoughts from that kind of presentation?
You mentioned recycling the content with an AI tool to slice it down, and you promised that you would talk a bit more about that later.
So we were going to talk about OBS quickly. OBS. See if I can give you a quick demo of what OBS is and how it works and what it's up to. But the slicing down of videos. Let's go to. So this is OBS Studio. It's quite simply, it looks quite complicated, but this is the tool that you would use. So you've got your, so I've got one here. This is a camera feed. So I've got my main feed here, which is my Instalink camera. And then if I want to go live, I can click transition and you can see it live on the transition. You can also set up what's called a virtual camera. So when you start a virtual camera, it basically becomes a camera feed that then you can use in things like Zoom and other platforms. So that's quite a cool feature. Now you might want to add your logo or whatever. So you can go to image, call it logo, add an existing image. So I've got one I've made earlier somewhere. It's not there. It's not that one. Let's add a new one. Takes a bit of getting used to the software. Logo. And then you find the logo. So I'm just finding it now from my computer. Logo. Let's find a logo. It's quite resource hungry as well, OBS. So you do need a pretty powerful computer to do any video work.
Okay, what I was particularly interested in was the slicing down, so that you can take a long video and take bits out of it and it captures. Yeah,
so there's a few tools. I mean, have a look at Veed. Veed is the one that I've used, Veed.io. We'll come back to OBS because I think it's just crashing my computer. It's just a bit... so this is Veed. And it's basically got, I'm trying to log in. accept all the cookies. So it is a video editor. See if we can give you a quick demo of Veed. Yeah, so you basically drop in a video. So for example, I've uploaded a masterclass video from a few weeks back, where we basically went through the biggest takeaway bits. And then with that video, Veed has then added the captions. And you can just slice out the irrelevant bits. And then it uploads it to your whichever channels you want, or you can download it. So yeah, it's basically added the different captions here. Yeah, it's difficult to demonstrate it because I've got half a screen at the moment, so I can't see everything that I'm sharing, annoyingly. But maybe pop on a call and I can run through it with you if you're interested in that tool.
No, I can. Now I've got the information. I can have a little play
have a
about
play. They all have trials and things, so you'll be able to, have a look at the trials.
Thank you.
Great. Go on, Gareth.
The problem I see with Veed is that you can only export at 720, and it comes with a watermark for the free version.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you want to make captions, upload your videos to YouTube because it does it for free.
Yes, but it's not burning them in and doing them with the different fonts, different colors and all of that, is it?
Well, no, but you want the SRT file for the SEO of the video because you want it to be able to read the text. You don't want to burn it into the video. Yeah.
So I was thinking for short form video content, making a thing of the words, they come up and then they disappear behind your head and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're talking about graphic animation and stuff?
Yeah, all that sort of stuff.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Sorry, I thought we were talking about subtitles. Sorry.
Yeah. Great. Well, we're almost 10 o'clock, so there's not much further here to add. So I'll go into a quick call to action. So hope you found it helpful today. Obviously, next week on the lead generation masterclass, we're going to be looking at stage 6, which is all about the CRM side, the Calendly, the integrations, making sure we've got a consistent approach of with those new leads that you've got, making sure they're going into a database. So it's all about connecting all that stuff together, making sure clients get reminders before meetings and things like that. So Calendly is a really good tool, which I've been using a number of years. So we'll dive into that. If you like what the content, feel free to sign up for the reminders. They're available at leadeth.io/masterclass, and then you'll get all the email reminders for all the meetings. I think most of you guys are probably on that mailing list already. But yeah, if you want to join the LinkedIn lead generation community I'm building, there's a school group that I've got. Head over to leadeth.io/school, and that will take you to an invitation page where you can sign up, have a look at the content. There's loads of free content there for you to absorb and enjoy. But that's pretty much everything from me today. Any last questions from anyone? No?
No, thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alex. I'll see you at 4 o'clock.
Yep.
Today.
Yeah, 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
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 Ciao, guys. Bye.